Artie fine. I got some economic hawks, a gin and tonic on the rocks, where angels fear to tread. I say, choose your booze, let's hit the red eye. Think of young Diana Durbin and how she sung on rum and bourbon, or enhance your luncheon hour with a planter's punch and a whiskey sour. If you feel like a wreck, try a horse's neck or a sherry with a cherry in the new finer size. If you don't name your poison, I'll have to get the boys in. The spirit of adventure opens one's eyes.
Metal Gen, are we prepared?
We definitely are this week. And this week we are going to go back and reread some other chapters on some of our most popular readings. So, that being said, this week we are starting off with...
Thunder and if you hear me sniffling a lot during this video, it's because your humble narrator has a cold.
He is recovering from one.
Yes.
Alright. Anyway, we won't let that impede our progress. So, okay, quick disclaimer at the beginning of Chapter 2 of...
Author's note. Oh no. This is a bad chapter. Heads up, there's nothing but fetish guessing. I need to get something out before I decide to head to sleep, because of boredom and motivation. However, I feel like this didn't turn out quite as great as you guys expected of me. I have failed you. I am so sorry.
Take note, people. If you feel as if this chapter has somehow failed you, the author is sorry.
Yes.
Alright. So, with that being said, let's get right into Chapter 2 of Flutter Rape.
EA Sports, Ultimate Fetish Finding 2012. Let it begin. You lean your head forward again and stare through the sticky goop out of the window. Fluttershy has reappeared as her former yellow self, still peppy for the fetish-finding function. Twilight stares at you, hangs her head, and finally sighs. You can tell by the look in her eyes that she is practically crying inside.
Wouldn't you be?
Regretful that she ever agreed to helping with such a foolish act. You look hopefully, wondering if Twilight is finally beginning to understand. However, to your horror, Twilight Sparkle gives you an extremely determined look, one that penetrates deep into your soul and steals all of your hope from your moments prior. You take the chance to stand up for yourself. You stand up, put your face as close to the window as you can, and stare back. With double the determination, Twilight trots towards you. Her horn emits a spark and begins to flow. You watch in complete awe as Twilight lifts Fluttershy up the ground and brings her forth. She's yet to look away from you. Fluttershy is lifted in between the purple mare and you. Twilight used Fluttershy to wipe the goop off the window. You lean in further and squint angrily, adding dramatic effect to the determination.
You know, since that goop was technically made of her, I guess that makes sense.
Good point.
But I'm not going to think about that!
Yes, let us not go back to...
Wait.
Finally, Twilight loosens her tense muscles a bit and grins at you with an evil smirk.
That's it, Jeremy!
Twilight spits out. She looks as though she is suddenly calm as ever.
We're going to try twice as hard! We're going to find something that you'll find so sexy, you'll have to come outside!
Several hours later. Hours pass. The back and forth looks between you and Twilight are still commencing. You seem to have learned a lot more about each other simply through facial expressions. You've fallen half asleep from boredom at this point. However, you're brought awake by the sight of a long, bright flash of color and an eardrum-busting bang to follow it shortly after. As light and noise subsides, your eyes widen and fix on a new, unexpected crowd of yellow horses. In harmony, as if scheduled beforehand, each Fluttershy clones call out aloud, an excited squealing noise at the same time. Your eyes begin to water. You feel a drop roll off your cheek and onto your pants. You see the orchestra of Fluttershy staring at you, awaiting reaction.
Need now?
Well, your voice was a little different than that.
What? This is what I made him sound like.
You reply. Twilight flashes her horns at the group again. Each, including the original Fluttershy, turned into a diverse variety of other mares from the area.
Still a big nopity nope.
Each clone disappears in an instant. Minutes pass as you sit, catch yourself picking your nose. Take your finger out and examine the massive greenish-brown piece of modern art you've created from your nose. You look to see Fluttershy and Twilight staring forth in utter disgust. Twilight looks over at Fluttershy and finally speaks up.
Fluttershy, are you sure you like this guy?
Of course, Twilight. I love him. Fluttershy says, her face changing from disgusted to excited. Though I can't understand why. Twilight and Fluttershy back away again. The Violet Order picks Fluttershy up again, turns her around, tail end facing you. You...
God!
Oh, God! What the hell is wrong with you people?
You watch as Twilight, using her magic...
Shut it! I got this! Much to my... No, you watch as Twilight, using her magic, pulls a rather long string from Fluttershy's anus. You squint as Twilight hovers the string towards you. You look and almost barf when you see small purple beads attached to the string.
That's how I feel about right now.
Oh, God damn. Oh. This would not be a problem if they were not Ah!
Give us a moment, people! Just please!
Oh, my God.
What?
Alright.
Just...
You look and almost barf when you see the small purple beads attached to the string. This would not be a problem if they were not stained with brown. Both you and Twilight suddenly gag and cover your noses. You're certain that whatever hole Twilight just unplugged is causing some kind of terrible stench. Your move, Captain.
1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host is broken.
No. The Chosen One didn't break me. The first chapter of Flutter Rape did nothing. Fuckmare did nothing. I will not let this break me!
I know one story that can break him, ladies and gentlemen.
Sounding.
You skipped a bit, brother.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh dear, why?
Twilight looks at you again, gaining her attention. She covers the beads up again.
Sounding.
She smiles nervously. After you don't respond and glare harder, she huffs and hovers the beads back towards Fluttershy, dropping and releasing them onto Fluttershy's head. You laugh, watching Fluttershy try to shove her beads back in.
Oh.
Twilight smiles at you a bit. She looks at you, then teleports away. Fluttershy has turned herself around now. You sit and stare at her. She walks towards you. She approaches. She holds up a hoof. Hoof contains a strap-on. Trying not to laugh, you glare deeply into her eyes. You watch as she jumps backwards and squeals, dropping the large lime green strap-on and covering her head with her hooves. Moments later, Twilight reappears. She pulls a rabbit costume out. You try and ready yourself for whatever she could possibly have in store, but instead you break out, flooding the empty room with laughter. You watch as the suit is hovered above and very quickly and rather forcefully squeezed over Fluttershy's head. Fluttershy is in a bunny suit.
No!
Wait, is this... I know this is probably supposed to be a Playboy bunny outfit, but for whatever reason I keep imagining an actual bunny costume.
You ever seen Christmas Story?
Yes.
Ralphie! You watch Twilight stamp her hooves and teleport away again. You look at Fluttershy, who is struggling to get the costume off. She gives up as it stops and appears to be stuck on her head. Fluttershy blindly trots over to you, running into a bush along the way. The costume is snagged on a branch and slips off. Fluttershy approaches you and glares through the window. You stand up and walk into the kitchen. You stop for a moment.
Why did I come here again?
You ask yourself.
Oh, right.
You open your refrigerator and grab a drink. Mountain Lyra.
Mountain Lyra, Mountain Lyra!
You forcefully shut the door and waddle yourself back to the living room, or more accurately, the observatory. Fluttershy is still in the same place, but this time holding two strap-ons. You glare harder than ever, almost breaking a blood vessel, your eyes fixed on a flashbang. Fluttershy that fades with Twilight in its former place. She leans her horn towards Fluttershy and closes her eyes. Moments pass. Fluttershy has been turned into a tree. You laugh at this attempt. Both ponies stare back at you. One angry and the other a tree.
That concludes chapter 2.
Anyway,
Do we go on?
onward. Onwards and upwards.
To the gates of hell! As we make our way to heaven! Through the Nazi line! Primo Victoria!
No.
Fine. Okay.
Chapter 3, IW Games, Call of Duty, Modern Squid Fair, 2.3.
This moment of contemplating whether or not to go on brought to you by Mountain. Brought to you by Mountain Lyra.
Alright.
Author's note again.
Also, for those who do not know, Mr. Waddle, click link. We don't have the link, so yeah. Also, this chapter is in dedication to Discord. It is his birthday, and I have nothing else to offer him. I feel terrible.
I don't feel that bad. At least you gave him something. It's not that counts. Oh well.
Alright. Okay, let's see. Twilight sighs again and transforms Fluttershy back to her previous form. Fluttershy's head was stuck down into the ground. She moves her hooves a bit for a moment, pulls her head up. Behind the dirt and grass that stains the fur in her face, you can see that she is blushing. You notice that she is rather large and visible wing boner. Bigger than you've ever seen before.
It's because we all know she'd like to be a tree.
She likes trees.
A lot.
A lot.
She really likes trees. Wait, you know what? I'm not even going to put the annotation to what this means. Go figure it out for yourself.
Mental Gen. Just YouTube search, I'd like to be a tree.
By reading by Mike the Microphone.
Anyway.
You'll find it.
You notice you're not completely sure if it is throbbing or not, but it seems as though it is. Both Twilight and Fluttershy stop and look around. They seem to be baffled. Fluttershy stares for a moment. You get the impression that she wants to say something. A few moments later, she speaks. Maybe your fetish is washing an older pony. Okay, then. Suddenly, from absolutely nowhere, Fluttershy is scrubbing the back of Mr. Waddle, who is sitting in a bathtub. You're more confused as to what is going on, how it even got there.
I'm confused.
You glance over at Twilight, expecting an explanation. She simply looks down and faces.
Fluttershy, that is not a fetish.
Mr. Waddle speaks up.
It ain't. You're lying. It's mine.
He then raises an eyebrow rather suggestively. Close your eyes in wonder.
Why do you even... Sorry. Why do you even live here again?
Another few hours pass. Fetishes are beginning to get repetitive and sillier than ever. At the time, you've contemplated using bleach on your eyes.
I've contemplated pouring bleach into my ears.
Numerous times, in fact. You look forward out the window again. Whatever Twilight and Fluttershy are doing, all you can think is...
Nails should not go there!
What the...
You know what? It's better left unsaid.
More time passes. Your mind begins to drift off a few times. In your head, you solve half of Equestria's major social and governmental problems. Too bad you'll never be famous enough to make a difference. As time passes, Fluttershy and Twilight work to finish their biggest fetish attempt yet. You see a musical begin to execute in front of you, complete with 10 paid actors, a stage, lighting, special effects, and scripted lines. Admittedly, it is pretty good. However, only halfway through it when you begin to pay attention. The play was about Fluttershy and you engaging in... Are you reading my lines?
No.
Alright then. However, you're only halfway through, you and Fluttershy engaging in intercourse.
How creative of her.
Twilight was manipulating a puppet to represent your part in the play. One of the songs performing included the entire cast wearing clown makeup. They are singing about Miracle Whip, or something that started with M. Miracles. Maybe.
Fucking miracles. You know what? Fuck that. Okay. Oh wait, that's mine.
Okay, seriously? What were you guys expecting to get out of me from performing this? Whatever the hell this is, it is not my fetish!
Oh, okay then. You hear Fluttershy squeak. You watch her as she lowers her head. Fluttershy accepts this. But Twilight looks, well, pissed. Her mane is highly disheveled. There's clearly not a single strand in her entire mane that is in place. It looks as though she is shedding. You can see that her eyes and mouth are twitching rapidly, chilling shivers filling the spaces between the twitches. She kind of looks like Pinkie Pie. Whilst examining the mare, another bright flash of light appears.
I ought to start counting these flashes.
You tell yourself. As the flash fades, you notice that everything from the show has disappeared in moments, leaving behind nothing except for Fluttershy and Twilight. The cast, stage lights, essentially everything from the show has disappeared in a matter of seconds.
And now, the one line from Twilight that encompasses this entire story.
That's it, Jeremy!
Twilight says, staring you down and grinding her teeth.
If you will not come to the finish, then we will bring it to you!
Tinklebird. Twilight smiles devilishly. Looks as if Twilight was going to resort to teleporting herself into your house. Put your hands up and cover your head, awaiting the shitstorm in which you silently anticipated for quite some time now. Arguably, one could say that your jimmies were rather rustled. Pardon me. Peek out from under your hands. Twilight is still ranting, speaking at speeds that would easily pass that of Pinkie Pie.
Is she turning into Pinkie Pie?
Twilight, I do not mean to interrupt your angry ranting, but... Fluttershy spoke up and said. Twilight was still not paying attention and continued to rant.
Jeremy, you just had to play cat and mouse!
Twilight is cut off. Twilight!
What? What is it, Fluttershy? What?
Twilight yells, not realizing what she's doing. Fluttershy whimpers. She ducks her head and nervously rubs her forehooves together. Behind us! It seems that you were wrong, and not quite everything from the play had disappeared. Something was still there. You look. It was the giant squid prop from scene 69, or something similar.
You've seen enough hentai to guess where this is going.
That's my line.
Fine, go ahead.
You've seen enough hentai to guess where this is going.
And I'm certain all of you have either.
Yep. You cannot remember correctly. You watch, wondering how it managed to approach without anyone seeing or hearing it.
Well, if hentai's taught us anything, it's that tentacle monsters can sneak up on anything.
Watching it squirm, you gasp as you realize it is a real giant squid.
Oh, fuck.
You close your mouth again as you finish your long gasp. You sit and wonder for a moment.
What was the purpose of that squid again?
You were only halfway paying attention from the inside of the house. You watch as the squid reaches the tentacle forward and picks up the two ponies at the same time. Ends up you were right. You have seen enough hentai to guess where this is going. The tentacles begin feeling the ponies in ways that squid should not feel ponies. Fluttershy seemed to be enjoying it, though, but then again, she also seemed to be screaming your name as the squid did its thing. Two ponies, in almost complete synchronization, scream for your help. You aren't quite sure if you should, though. You turn to your nifty instant tea making station. Make some tea and contemplate the situation. Looking out the window again, you see the tentacles begin switching between feeling the ponies and slamming them towards the ground. Each slam, the ground shakes. You realize the situation is serious. You sigh. You get up and think.
I guess it's time to save Twilight. And, maybe Fluttershy too.
That concludes Chapter 3. Author's notes at the bottom.
I actually took a picture of myself with my webcam and decided the outcome was completely relevant to your Squid X Pony-induced bonus, due to my photogenic exterior and general sexiness. If anyone had not realized already, this story is being written by an immature, antisocial teenager. Click here to see a sexy teenager. Okay, I'm not reading the rest of that.
Yeah, it's written in lead speak.
Yeah.
You know what? If you want to see the picture, just click on the link to this story and go look at it yourself, because I am not going to post a link.
Well, that was interesting.
Why?
Why not?
I could deal with Donkey Kong, raping and murdering Fluttershy and Rarity. I could deal with a gray mare named Anita Cock with a foot-long...
Schlong.
Yeah, I could deal with many things.
Apparently, this isn't one of them.
Are we even gonna rate this story?
Yes,
Go ahead.
you first.
I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. I just am. I'm not gonna explain myself.
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's not bad, it's well written.
We might come back and do the 4th chapter eventually.
Might. We're going to finish this. Not right now, of course.
Oh my god!
We have other fish to fry, as it were.
As it were, to those of you who enjoyed this, good night.
Good night, everyone, and good luck.
Good luck. Oh, and yeah, before I forget, let's do the time warp again! Sorry, I just sing something that'll bring my spirits back up. I'm feeling better. Good night.
What?